Come on, son.
Raphael's on the track.
Come on, son. Come on, son. Come on, son. See, I love a show. As I told y'all earlier, we got a very special guest joining us in the studio right now. For the first time heard anywhere on terrestrial radio, my good friend Tyrese Gibson is in the building. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm better now.
I know. What's going on with you, bro?
I'm good, man. Just happy to be back in the A. I got on my Keisha Lance Bottoms outfit.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Is that who you endorsing for mayor?
Oh, my God. I mean, it's no other way to do it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody that's been responsible, that's went out to vote, and shout out to everybody that's gonna vote. You know, they're saying there's about 20-25% of folks out here that are still undecided, that need to go and help make a statement, because after 47 years of black mayors, Democratic mayors for the city of Atlanta, we want to be able to keep this black excellence in place. It's the reason why we both moved out here. You know what I'm saying? We both know why we're here.
Right.
So this is my Keisha Lance Bottoms outfit right
Okay,
here.
the tuxedo.
All the way.
Fly tuxedo this morning.
I'm going to be with her all day for the next 2 days. So when the cameras is rolling, you just got to be presentable.
Okay, I understand that. I understand it. What's been going on with you, man? You've been all over social media. You've been all over TMZ, all over everything with this big fight against your ex-wife. Yeah. And you've come out victorious.
Well, I mean, my daughter came out victorious.
Okay.
That's the way I see it. I guess one would hope that, you know, we got enough fathers out here that are just making babies and not enough fathers willing to do whatever it takes. I don't care how embarrassing it may be, how stressful it may be. It's very easy to quit and give up. I woke up. Can we kill that music? I'm sorry. That music is coming.
Okay.
I got ADD.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I mean, I want to reach all these thoughts. This is my first time talking publicly, so I want to really give the people some clarity on some of this stuff, because it all looked crazy. It felt crazy to me while it was happening and while I was dealing with it. But the truth of the matter is, I woke up on September 11th, and I woke up to some accusations from my ex that I had abused my daughter because I spanked her. I've only spanked my daughter 2 times in 10 years. My daughter is 10 years old. I consider my daughter to be like my best friend, my angel, my baby. And I woke up literally on September 11th while the whole country was mourning September 11th, and I woke up to a different kind of attack. And this attack included a restraining order, a no contact, like no calls, no FaceTime. I can't see my baby. So naturally, when you get accused of something like that and there's a restraining order in place, then you're like dealing with the reaction of a random accusation. And then you're also dealing with the reality that my one and only child, I can't see, can't talk to, can't communicate with, no pickups and drop-offs at the school. It just like happened. And I did 87 days, bro. I went 87 days without my one and only child. I've never gotten a woman pregnant since and before. And when I announced that my wife was pregnant, it was because I was taking psych meds. So the psych meds that I was on, it was because my team was like, you're so stressed, you seemed so traumatized about everything that was going on. and so being is that I don't want to lose my team, I don't want to lose my personal life, I was like, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't use any kind of drugs, but if it'll make y'all feel like I'm willing to do something that could help stabilize me, I'll try it. And the pills were called Rexulti. and we got a little nickname. What we call it? That Riri. So, you know, we were taking that Riri, and like I said, bro, you know me. I don't drink. I don't smoke. You'll never catch me with a blunt. If anything I smoke, and it's Ed Lover's fault, I got a cigar. I got a cigar. Like, I stepped my cigar game up because of Ed Lover. Like, I've came back. Before Trump clamped down Cuba, I came back with about 300 of the realest Cuban cigars, and he ended up giving me names of cigars that I never even heard of so I can bring them back and make them proud. So I just want the world to know, because I can't talk about it too much. Mm-hmm. I just want y'all to know that this was never about men versus women. This was about fathers versus liars. And there's a lot of good men that are good fathers that are fully committed. Not some baby daddy stuff. Not I make a kid and I live 12 blocks from my kid and I got a problem with my baby mama, so I'm never going to see the kid. Like, we ain't talking with that. We talking about, I am not just a father. I am a fully committed father. I may be busy. I may be moving. I may not be as available as you are while you at the house collecting baby mama checks. But at the end of the day, you cannot deny me access to. So ultimately, that's what happened. And unfortunately, you know, I want to believe that I'm a man of class and sophistication. You know, I'm a smart businessman. The way I move, my wife, my life, I wouldn't be friends with you and your wife. You wouldn't be at my house at least once a week, sleeping over at my crib if I was associated to being a dingbat or just crazy. So the way I move and the way I get down, everybody knows it. So when they seen me crying and it turned into song, I just want my baby, you know, when all of that went down.
Don't do that again.
No, listen, when it all went down and I took all, you know, I basically, when I discovered that it was the Rexulti that was messing me up, I literally dumped everything in the toilet.
Good.
Right?
Good.
And so once I dumped it in the toilet, that's when I cleaned everything up, because I was like, whoa. So I'm just like y'all at the crib. I'm now looking at all of my posts on Instagram and Facebook. I'm looking at my posts like, yo, what the hell just happened?
Hold that thought. More with Tyrese coming up right here on the Ed Lover Show. Ed Lover Show, Tyrese, my in-studio guest, talking about everything going on with Tyrese right now. So let me ask you a couple of quick questions, my brother.
Yep.
The Will and Jada thing, were you on the Riri?
Yes.
You were?
I was.
Okay, the Rock thing, were you on the Riri?
I was not.
Okay. Can you talk about that?
Well, I'll tell y'all about the Will and Jada first.
Okay.
Because I think if anybody knows me, they will tell you that I don't just love Will Smith. I adore him, I respect him, and I appreciate him. So what happened when I was off them psych meds, I basically had a conversation with his wife. It's true. And I basically said to them, because the movie got pushed back, which is my main source other than doing spot dates and shows and getting money, I needed some help financially to stay afloat, because basically the plan was you go get all your paper, and then as your paper's going down, because the release date of the next fast was already announced, I know that my paper was going right back up. Okay. So since it got pushed, you know, I was basically privately calling in a couple favors, and I was never broke, and I'm not broke now. It was like, literally, can you help me out so that I can just stay afloat? Okay. And just keep everything that I have and not lose anything. Right? So when I had the conversation, it was like, yeah, we got you. You know, let me get back to Will, because I was on the phone with Jada. Let me get back to Will, and we'll basically figure out. And I didn't just ask. I asked for a specific amount. And so because of the psych meds, I went from the Jada Pinkett private conversation and basically went up on my timeline to announce something that was never committed to me. Just like I announced that my wife was pregnant and she wasn't pregnant. Like, anybody who's smart would say you should never announce a pregnancy without at least getting 2 to 3 months into your pregnancy, just in the spirit of being a decent individual. Like you don't go to your timeline like, I got my wife pregnant and I'm basically 2 weeks into the pregnancy and we pregnant. You got folks out here that rock like that, but not me.
Mm-hmm.
So everything about those psych meds had me crying, emotional, making announcements, talking about stuff, getting into particulars and specifics that just as a man of integrity that I would never do. And to be honest with you, as my security right here, Brother Mark Muhammad, who I love, and my wife and everybody, I just really look at it as a blessing that even as embarrassing as a lot of that stuff was, I'm just glad that the psych meds never had me to harm myself or harm anybody.
Yeah, really. Especially in a time where we have had so many reports of this person passing, that person passing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, that is like godsend there.
I was off those psych meds, and I was still driving cars. I was off them psych meds, barely sleeping. I never had suicidal thoughts. I never had any thoughts of self-harm or grab a knife, let me go harm this person. Or, he on his timeline going in on me. Let me go get a hold of somebody and do something reckless. I know he going to be hosting at this club. Like, when you're not in your right state of mind, it can make you go and do some crazy things. And there's a lot of good people, and we know a lot of them. If you got any parts of street on you, there's a lot of good people that got drunk and turned up off of Molly, ecstasy, Percocet, or something that took them out of their right mind state and went and did something crazy, and they still in jail right now as we speak. So by the grace of God, I was able to embarrass myself, but never hurt myself or hurt anybody.
What's the status of your relationship with The Rock right now?
Well, I ended up apologizing publicly about how often, I'll just leave it at that, how often I came at him. But the truth is, everything that I could have said about that man has already been said. I want everybody in the world to know that the biggest movie stars in the world, millionaires and billionaires, sheikhs and royals, they all come to me because I'm the most positive, motivational, inspirational person that most of these people know. I'm not jealous. Most of my friends, financially and career-wise, have way more than me. So if I was insecure or threatened by somebody else's career and opportunities that they have compared to what I have, then I wouldn't be in the midst of any of these people. When I think about Vin, when I think about The Rock, like, these guys are bona fide movie stars, right? And I never claimed to be the biggest star. I'm just me. I don't do 20 movies a year. It's not my story. You know what I'm working on.
Absolutely. We've talked about it several times.
Okay, and you've seen it. Like,
yes, sir.
You know that I'm working on something that's so much bigger than how can I be a bigger movie star. So how can I be jealous of an opportunity that somebody else have compared to what came to me? As a matter of fact, to clear the air, this is what I'm here to do, I want people to know that me and Ludacris was actually offered a spinoff long before Dwayne and Jason.
That's interesting.
And I turned it down.
Wow.
Because the Fast and the Furious is not about us individually. The reason that listen, I'm going to tell you the main reason I turned it down, because I can speak for me. I can't speak for Ludacris. The main reason I turned it down is because I'm like, dude, for one, I'm not a comedian. I'm funny, and I crack my jokes, and I am the laughing stock of the Fast and the Furious, but I'm not a comedian. And the reason why my comedy in the Fast and the Furious works is because I get to play on the seriousness of Vin and Dwayne and all of these other characters that's got to come in and be super mean and super aggressive. So if you go and take Roman and Tej, which is the character's name, and go all of a sudden do our own spinoff, then we ain't necessarily got anything to play off of. And so our characters at a certain point would start hitting the same note.
Okay.
So everything about the multi-ethnic cast, the fact that I stand on the shoulders of Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Paul Walker. I didn't start the Fast and the Furious. I came in for part 2. I'm more of a legend in the Fast than The Rock because he just got there. but it ain't my franchise, and it's not his. So for any of us to take the liberty, in my opinion, to go and say, you can offer me a bag of money, you can put my name on a script and just make it about me individually, to me, that compromises the integrity of what the Fast and the Furious is about. And so you can how many times have people privately pitched you on ideas and you was like, nah, I don't know if that worked for me, bro.
Right.
Oh, well, we'll pay you this. I appreciate that offer, but I don't really know if I can swing that one, my brother. And so I just expected for folks to make decisions and I guess think about the integrity of the franchise and think about the integrity of what we as a huge cast stand for. And so naturally, I got my integrity, somebody else got their integrity, and you can't really expect somebody to move the way you would move. And so I hit them privately and no response. I hit all of the people that work all around them. And then I had to jump on the public timeline because the goal was to have a conversation and see if I can get him to consider pushing it back and not making the franchise about him. And so at the end of the day, it was bad. It came off as jealous. It came off as if I'm trying to, hate on him and his opportunity. Bro, seriously, you been to my crib. I ain't got no reason to be insecure about what anybody else is driving, living in, how much they worth, what opportunities is coming to them versus me. Like, dude, I'm a studio owner that acts, okay? I own the place.
You got time to hang out a little bit?
I do have to wrap it up.
Okay.
And I know y'all
got bills to pay. Tell me about the Love Circle Foundation, Voltron Travel real quick.
Okay, so I want y'all to know, and this is my first time ever announcing this, and this is the truth. I've decided for the sake of the holiday season that because none of these other travel sites matter. Y'all might be used to all these other travel sites, but go to VoltronTravel.com, which is my site that I own. My daughter is the co-owner. And throughout the holiday season, I'm putting $10,000 out there to help you travel to get home to your friends, family, and loved ones for the holiday. Now, it's important that y'all understand the way this thing works, because I don't want nobody like, I went on that. The way it's going to go down is every person who books a flight, because I own the site, I get your name and your information. And I'm going to be able to email you with a refund after you make the initial purchase.
Okay.
Up to $10,000. Anything past $10,000, if your flight is booked and you expecting me to hit you up, like I'm going to list, the names.
Once you pay out $10,000.
Now, and here's the thing. We're doing 2 flights. So if you get on there and you try and book 12 people from your family, ain't going to happen. I'm taking care of 2 flights, and I'm doing up to $10,000 worth of flights on VoltronTravel.com because everyone is out here pumping this black-owned business, black-owned this and that, but yet we still doing whatever we need to do to benefit the other side. And the other thing I'm going to let y'all know, independent of the $10,000 that I'm donating for the VoltronTravel.com movement, I want y'all to know that I did a deal with UNCF, United Negro College Fund, and so a percentage of every booking, even after the $10,000, is going to help put our kids through college.
Okay.
Okay? So y'all know what Tom Joyner is. Y'all know what UNCF is. Y'all know what that is, helping our babies to get through college. So every booking of VoltronTravel.com, it means something. This is the holiday season. There is no need to go to any other travel site. And in closing, because I know y'all got bills to pay.
And I know you got to talk about the Love Circle Foundation.
Yeah, before I get cursed out for my wife. I do not want my wife to curse me out.
Me either.
Okay, thank you.
I don't want to curse me out either.
All right, so the Love Circle Foundation, we're doing something at this church in Norcross, Gwinnett County, where right now, today, we're asking that everybody go through your closet and get rid of all of the shoes and clothes
I got you, bro.
And toys and everything that you're no longer using and wearing. And we want you to go and drop it off at United Methodist Church, and the address is 2500 Beaver Ruin Road. okay? 2500 Beaver Ruin Road, Monday through Thursday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. You can go and drop off all of the stuff. Now, some of y'all got clothes from 3 bodies ago. And we understand what that is. We just basically, there's a lot of people out here that still don't have it the way you have it. Contrary to what you believe, there's a lot of homeless out here in Georgia. There's a lot of kids that will not see a toy or have even food. So we want canned goods, toys, and we want you to go through your closet, pack up. This is like spring cleaning in the middle of winter. Go through your kid's closet, through your closet, empty everything out. 2500
Beaver Ruin Road in Norcross.
That's right, Norcross, Gwinnett County.
Yes.
And the event is coming up on the 9th.
All right, well, you make sure you hit me and tell me, and I'll remind everybody.
Got you.
All right, thank you, brother.
Hey, man, listen. We're family, right? I trust you.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm here. I trust you.
My brother.
All right.
All right, Tyrese Gibson in the building with us. It's the Ad Lover Show with Monie Love.
From the best throwback hip-hop classics.
Respect the classics.
To dope interviews. Yeah, man. To big money giveaways.
Make money, money, make money, money, man.
It's the Ed Lover Show.
Ed Lover Show. My man Tyrese Gibson in the building with me.
I'm right here, baby.
It's my dude right here, man.
Family.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Family
absolutely.
all the way.
Tell me why do you think this stuff happened with Norma, your ex-wife? And I saw something that you wrote on Instagram in the first place after everything was going down. You said, Norma, if you hate me so much, why are you still carrying my last name?
Yeah, that's real talk. That's real talk because you got to understand, like, the moment that
I know your current wife, Samantha.
Yeah,
do you think this is a bit of jealousy?
Well, here's the thing. Women hate when you call them bitter. Women hate when you get into, because I got enough backlash about using the word bitter.
Right.
Right? So I would just say this. There are certain ideals that a man and a woman could have in their head as far as the way they see their lives going.
Mm-hmm.
And if things just kind of go in a different direction and you go from the driver's seat to now being a spectator sitting on the sideline, looking at a life that you thought that you would have play out in front of you,
mm-hmm.
it'll make you feel a way.
Right.
And, you know, I've been dealing with, Ed, listen to me, everybody that's looking at this show and listening to this show, I have been dealing with 10 years of lies and accusations. And every time she has lied on me, it's all over the press and all over the media. It's compromised my career. It's compromised jobs, bookings, shows. I mean, nobody wants to do a concert and have people outside with picket signs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mine ain't as bad as Kel's because I don't deal with, that level of what's happening with him. God bless him, and that's my guy. But I don't deal with that level. But, at the end of the day, if you actually believe the things that are being said about you because it's all over the headlines, then you can decide to not support somebody. And so I'm now wondering, like, how many more millions of dollars would have been made if there was an opportunity to do more movies, if there was an opportunity to do more shows, if there was an opportunity to as an entrepreneur, go into these boardrooms as a businessman. I'm smart, I'm articulate, I'm clean, I'm clear, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I don't have a squeaky clean image, but there's a whole lot of people that we all know that's got images that are so bad, they'll never be able to cover from it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I woke up on September 11th with another accusation, but this time it was an accusation that led to a restraining order, and I went 87 days, bro, without seeing my daughter. And I'm not a father that made a baby and I'm on some deadbeat, like, whatever, you do you, I'm going to do me. Like, I take care of mine.
Yeah, absolutely. I was at Shayla's 10th birthday party at your house.
All the way.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Disneyland dad. I'm not the dude that's like, oh, I love my daughter because of how much money. Can you come back to the front over here?
Go ahead, Ty.
So, I just want to be able to, and for those folks, naysayers like, yo, how are you throwing your baby mama under the bus and all that? Let me tell y'all something. Shut up. Shut up. It's been 10 years of me being thrown under the bus. And let me tell y'all something, which is real talk. Not only have I only spanked my daughter twice in 10 years, 2 times have I spanked my baby. The first time I spanked my baby, she asked me to spank my baby. The second time I spanked her because she lied to me about something, and I spanked her with my physical hand directly on her butt.
Right.
Did no wrong.
How many times?
Like 8 times. No,
I'm saying, how many times have you spanked your daughter?
I spanked my daughter 2 times in 10 years.
Okay, and you got a restraint. Well, I think I should be held ridiculously accountable then, because I've spanked my daughter far many more times, and I've got 4 children, and they've all had it.
So as you can understand, after 10 years of what, like, you wake up on a Thursday and decide, like, yo, this is something else that I'm going to accuse them of. It goes all over TMZ. I got lawyers. Now, listen.
And this is in Los Angeles.
This is in Los Angeles.
And you wake up in Atlanta.
Yes.
So every bit of that court case took place in Los Angeles.
Every bit of it.
So you had to keep going back and forth to Los Angeles.
Absolutely.
And paying for lawyers.
Bro, listen. My lawyer hit me for $108,000.
Wow.
Shayla's lawyer was $20,000. Okay? She had her own attorney. And then, of course, she had her lawyer. So I'm sitting in the courtroom, and she lied under penalty of perjury. I hope, and this is me wanting to use my influence, I hope that somebody is able to get a hold of the transcripts and just print the highlights of her testimony, and you will understand how literally, even though I embarrassed myself, even though the psych meds and all of the other stuff that we talked about end up contributing to whatever all of that madness was, at the end of the day, 10 years of lies. And I'm so happy that at the end of the day, the judge was in the courtroom like, yo, I can't believe what the hell is going on.
Well, God bless that you came out on the other side.
I want y'all to know in closing, 10 seconds. So listen, go to ShaylaRocks.com, and every shirt that's purchased, we're going to help pay for fathers. We're going to give a percentage of all of the proceeds to all of the fathers out here who cannot afford legal representation for themselves. And we're also going to be giving money towards children who don't have attorneys to represent for themselves in the courtroom. ShaylaRocks.com. Go there and and purchase any shirts. Get 20 of them, 30 of them, and know that the money is going to go towards fathers who don't have a voice in the court system.
My man, Tyrese. This Ed Lover podcast is being done in conjunction with Cigars International. Make sure you check out cigarsinternational.com for all your cigar needs.
This episode of Come On, Son, the podcast is produced and engineered by co-executive producers Kimana Paulus and Krista Hayes. Recorded at Mean Street Studios in downtown Atlanta, Georgia. This is an official Loudspeakers Network podcast.